Okay, so people always ask, Mike, what about all this junk you buy all the time? What do you get? So I figured I'll do, and this is very rare for me, I'll do like a mailbag video. So just some of the stuff that comes across my bench on a daily basis. So I thought this would be a good box to demonstrate the kind of crap that I get. How else to put it? One man's junk's another man's treasure. So this box contains two lots. They were $99 each for a grand total of $198, and it's basically 69 pounds of electronic goodness. Should be all parts. And yeah, this box is big. It can, it's, well, you can see, you know how tall my tabletop is up to my equipment. So yeah, you can see it's a really big box. I can figure out how to get this critter open here, and I'm going to have to set it on the floor, I know that. But if you search, that's what people always tell me, I can't find stuff like this. Quit your crying. This just goes to prove you can. If you ain't finding this kind of stuff, it's because you're not looking. It's out there. I buy this kind of stuff all the time. Some of the foam that I use. So, it looks like they packaged it into smaller boxes. Uh-oh. I see somebody sneaking out down there. There's a little surface mount IC, which there's a lot of in here. RF design kit, diodes, pin, Schottky, and varactor. Ooh. There's a really nice kit, especially the pin diodes and the varactors. Inside electronics. Yeah, so you can get basically this box from top to bottom, front to back, side to side. This this is what's in it. Just a mountain of parts. Reels of parts, boxes of parts, kits, dip switch, you know, little circuit board mounted switch assemblies, diodes, transistors, ICs, capacitors. There's lots of capacitors in here. A lot. Transistors. That looks like a mishmash bag there. Trimmer resistors. Actually, they're surface mount trimmer resistors, as a matter of fact. I do have an assortment of them, but not a huge one. Not like I do through-hole trimmer resistors. Yeah, man, there's just so many ICs in this lot. So let me set this on the floor. Man, there's even some old Radio Shack parts. You know, I've bought lots out of, you know, surplus from industrial manufacturers over the years. It never ceases to amaze me how many large corporations, and a lot of time we're talking big global corporations, they'll close a plant or a facility or something, and I'll go to an industrial auction, let's say, and buy stuff. And you know something you're almost always guaranteed to see? Archer. Yeah, even big companies, when pinch come to shove, a lot of times when they needed a simple part, they just run down the street to Radio Shack and buy it. Capacitors. Box full of ICs. What we got there? Audio ICs. UPN. Oh, UDN. Yeah, most of this stuff I'm going to have to look up. Well, they're big and expensive looking, whatever the hell they are. Probably never use them. Would appear to be, I'm assuming, crystal oscillators, but man, what are they, like 20-some pin? I'm guessing that's the frequency, 644.531. I have to play around with one of those. But anyhow, actually there's a few of them that fell out of the pack as I was pulling the tape up. Yeah. I have to play around with those and see exactly what the heck they are. So in any case, let me get this box down on the floor so I actually have somewhere to set this stuff as I take it out of the box. Okay, like I said, this was actually 2 lots that I got. One of them is pretty much all ICs, 7400 and 4000 series, TTL and CMOS ICs. The other one was everything else, which was, excuse me here, hit the camera mount, was a lot of this type of stuff. And the main reason I wanted this lot was, look at all the Murata capacitor kits in this thing. So, you can go to eBay or Amazon or Alibaba or any, pick your poison, but you can buy capacitor kits from China for next to nothing. The problem is if you work on RF, in other words, radios, and communications, you really should be using good quality capacitors, depending on what part of a circuit you're working on, especially when you get into oscillator circuits. Using some one hung low brand cap that has no specification. It's not like when you buy those capacitor assortment kits, it's not like they give you a data sheet with them. You get from a company like Murata, and it can be any company, it doesn't need to be Murata, but when you get from a brand name company, you know what you're getting. You can go online, download the data sheet for every single part in each kit. But yeah, these were well worth, just actually that right there. That was worth what I paid for the entire huge box. Because these kits usually range from somewhere from like $75 to $100 a pack. So, probably 3 of these actually paid for everything that I got here. And they're just that. They're just capacitor kits. So you usually have like 100 each of of every value. Okay. In nice little assortment kits, but there's all different types. Like this one is Kit E. This one was Kit H. So this looks like this was probably even a larger kit, to tell you the truth. But yeah, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Muratas. Oh, what do we got here? We have Murata chip inductors. 1608 size, or 0603s. So, again, another assortment kit. Got a bunch of Coilcraft kits. What is this? This one's 0805s. Chip inductors. Oh, isn't that cute? That's something you usually, if you ever get kits used, something that never seems to come with stuff. A lot of times these kits from the high-end manufacturers will come with tweezers or a magnifying glass. Look at that. This one actually came with the cute little, I can figure out how to get it out here. Is this like a stand? Oh, okay, I guess you do it like that. Okay, it sets on the table. Yeah, but it's got the little Coilcraft logo on it. First one, and I must have 24 Coilcraft kits. I've never gotten one of those before. But yeah, here I just shoved this back in this box to pull it out. But yeah, this is a really nice kit here. I didn't see, and that's the thing. A lot of times when you buy lots like this, you can only see like the surface layer. In this lot, there was piles that were over a foot deep, and of course I can only see like the top of this bag. I have no idea what's under it, but there were like I could see these kits and a couple of the other ones, so I knew no matter if everything else was empty below it, I still would at least make out on those kits. But yeah, this is a really nice kit here. I'm really happy to see this. I wasn't expecting this one. Let's see. Vishay silicon-based single-sided contact RF capacitors. High Q, low ESR, yada 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 yada. Aha! Speaking of tweezers, there we go. There's some ESD. Damn. Plastic made in Switzerland. But again, little assortments. These just had little pieces of cut tape in there of the parts. Got another Coilcraft kit here. This one's got some weight to it. we got? 0603 surface mount inductors. And I got it backwards. 2% tolerance super kit. And yep, another nice inductor kit. And no paper in this one, but these are inductors as well. They're little plastic bottles. I don't think I've ever gotten inductors in any assortment kit in little bottles like this. But yeah, these are actually wire wound. I don't know if I can get in close enough to the camera where you can see them. Yes, and you can see I haven't touched actually that much stuff yet, and you can see how black my hands are already. Let's see. Oh, this is that box it just had. Looks like some mishmash ICs in it. Yeah. Probably nothing that'll ever get used there. Okay. There's some oscillators. 25 megahertz. Man, there's no way I'm going to be able to go through and say everything that's in these lots, because Jesus, I'll be here for 5 weeks. I'll just go through and pull out some stuff. So yeah, here are reels of capacitors. Another analog to digital converter from Radio Shack. Like I say, it never ceases to amaze me. No matter the company, you'll very frequently find stuff from Radio Shack. There's some more oscillators. Man, there are a lot of I thought there was a good bit of oscillators in these lots, but I wasn't sure. I really couldn't tell. Man, there's actually a lot of static RAM. I'm not going to bother opening that up. D-Pack components. What are they? IR, FR 3412. So I'm assuming they're probably FETs. Oh, there's somebody fell out of its pack. Is that a relay? Almost looks like a surface mount relay. Man, just bags and bags and bags. Yeah, this is going to take a... Unfortunately, this is one of those lots that a lot of times gets set off to the side, and it just takes me forever to eventually get to sorting through it. These are IDC connectors. There's those. Like I say, these are oscillators. I just don't think I've ever seen... I know they're a specialty for something, but I've never seen an oscillator in that package before with so many pins. I'll have to look them up and see exactly what the heck they're for. Transistors or something hiding in there. Yeah, unfamiliar part number. Yeah, and there are just so many bags. That's one thing I could see in the picture. Just so many bags of inductors and capacitors, man. It's just ridiculous how many there are. There's another assortment kit. Sample kit. Sedactor protectors. Oh, okay. Yep, they're just IC protectors. That's another nice little kit. Definitely use that. Crystals. Whole bag of through-hole crystals. What do we got? 12.288 megahertz. I have to find something to build that I need 12.288 megahertz crystals for. And the sad thing is, I already have thousands of brand new crystals, you know, in bags like this. Because I buy lots like this all the time, so I end up with just hundreds of bags like this full of crystals that came from some manufacturing plant where they manufactured something. Arduino micro... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Are these all Arduinos? Holy shit, they are. Deca Robot Micro. Yeah, it's a whole bag of Deca Robot Micros. Where are my skizzers? Just pop one of these open. Yeah. There's the Deca Robot. I can't even see my viewfinder. Where in the heck is it? There it is. Yeah, whole bag full of them. Sweet. Okay. Make a robot now. I probably have most of the parts saved for the servo motors. What do we got here? Oh, that's a DigiKey RS112. I almost guarantee that's a DigiKey assortment. Yeah. Yep, there's the DigiKey part number. So yeah, there's a assortment kit, just not in the neat little books. I've bought a lot of kits like this from DigiKey over the years. That's why I'm familiar with it as soon as I saw the packaging. Big bag with... That is definitely some oddball surface mount part package I've never seen before. It's got to be either a RF transistor. I don't know if you can even see that through the ESD bag. It almost looks like, you know, like a pill transistor, but it's rectangular. They almost look like RF transistors. Come on, where's the end here? And they get even bigger. Well, actually, that's one, one right there, from there to there. I can never read part numbers through these ESD bags. It's almost impossible. Oh, there it is right there on the bag. MRF 8 S9200N. Looks like more oscillators. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yes, I've got enough oscillators to keep me busy till the cows come home. Big transistors. Isolated thermocouple conditioner. Analog devices. Can't think of anything I'd ever actually use those for. Have to ask Mark if he's got any use for some of them. There's some more of those oscillators, it looks like. Looks like it's a different number on there, so a different frequency. Oh, what we got hiding down there? Another assortment kit. It's another DigiKey one. This is what? I've already got that one, I know. Matter of fact, I can look over there on the shelf. Yeah, I already have this one. Look, this is another, DigiKey has these style kits here. And they're actually really nice. This had a little piece of foam in there, and there's usually a piece of cut tape with 10 parts in it. You know, but they're good for designers. That's what they're made for. But honestly, they're good for repair people. Any of these assortment kits, actually. You don't need to buy, you know, full reels of parts when you're doing repairs. You usually only need a couple. You know, is enough to last you a lifetime. So those assortment kits are great for that. XP Semiconductors. Where is the actual part number? Sales name. Yeah. Got to be one of these numbers up here. Looks like probably, just judging by the package size, probably some more really large, probably RF transistors of some sort. I don't necessarily need to be RF, but man, there's just so much. What we got there? keeper. Is that a battery? Yeah, it is. It's a lithium battery. Not exactly something you would want to throw into a box with exposed terminals. Matter of fact, let me set those off to the side. Glad my box didn't catch on fire. Kind of like an idiot that actually bought lithium batteries here the other week and some jackwagon improperly packaged them. Advanced logic level translators. Anyhow, and they shorted out in transit, and the bag almost caught on fire. There's another one. Switch, high ESD switches. So yeah, you really need to be careful when you're shipping lithium batteries. You can set your mail person's vehicle on fire. If it's going on a plane, if you're shipping any type of fast service, if you bring a plane down, even if you did, it was unbeknownst to you, there were lithium batteries in a box or in something, and that catches a plane on fire, and the plane comes down and kills lots of people, you would be liable because you were the one that shipped it. It's your responsibility to know what the hell you're shipping. MOSFET, there's just all kinds of stuff in here. Connector headers, drivers, resistors, capacitors, yeah, just all kinds of mishmash. Oh man, I'd be at this for weeks. And the sad thing is I've got piles of boxes like this all over the place. It's going to be capacitors, I assume. Yeah, 1000 puff, 50 volt. Some LEDs. More oscillators. Looks like this is another, kind of like a kit bag, probably for assembling whatever this company, where all this stuff came from, whatever they made. Or it was like a prototype project bag from where they were designing something, and these were all the parts that were used in that, specific prototype. Altera. We got EPN, or is that EPM 7064 SLC44, whole bag full of them. There's no way I'm ever going to get even to the bottom of this box on camera. There's just so deep with stuff. Man, just ICs out the yin-yang. Atmel. There's some little crystal oscillators with the somebody already soldered wires onto them. I guess for prototyping. There's just a mishmash bag of oscillators. There's some more. What are these? 2 megahertz. It could definitely be handy. Yeah, the even oscillator frequencies would be real handy for designing a circuit, not some oddball frequency that was specific to a, something somebody was making. Caps. What do we got in the IC tray? Or is it empty? This would appear, and it sounds like it's empty. There's actually a lot of these in this lot, these IC trays. Yeah, there's nothing in here. That's what would have been in here, surface mount parts. They're, ESD compliant packaging. Man, those things are heavy though. Yeah, there's some expensive looking gold pins down there for whatever these are. Yep, whatever that part number is. Big box for one little tiny IC. Another mishmash bag of ICs. There's some diodes. And nothing special there. 1 in 4148. I already got a few thousand of those. There's some big, expensive looking gold-plated parts. Teledyne Systems. Whatever those are. It's like another project bag. And just all kinds of caps and resistors. And another one. IC quad differential comparator. 14 SOICs. What the hell is the part number? Oh, I actually use those LM339 ADs. So actually, you'll see those in radios, CB radios, as a matter of fact. And that's actually should be probably the point of this video. When you buy huge lots of part like this from some unknown, manufacturer or whatever, expect that probably 90, well, no, I'm not going to say that, because there's a lot of capacitors in this thing, capacitors and resistors, and that's pretty much universal across anything electronic. But even if there wasn't, still, you're pretty much guaranteed on in a large variety lot like this, at least 10% of it, you're going to be able to use, even if it's all the other ICs, oscillators, all that other crap is completely useless, has nothing to do with the kind of work or stuff you work on. Electronics, it's one of the nice things, a lot of parts are just universal, and they're used like there's LM339s. They're used in pretty much anything you can think of. It doesn't need to be a radio or a computer or some mechanical controller for an industrial machine. It could be used in all kinds of products, just like resistors and capacitors. Yeah, as long as if you need an X7R at 1000 puff 50 volts, high Q or whatever, they're going to be the same. Doesn't matter what manufacturer they're made from, where they come from. So, what do we got here? Bobbin inductors, Borns, loop circuit protectors. Okay, I'll have to take their word on that. I have no idea. A loop circuit protector. That almost reminds me of a VFD tube. Or not a VFD, what the hell are they? GDS, gas discharge tube. I've actually seen some, maybe that's something what they are. So, actually, let's get this mountain off the bench and we'll take a look at some of the other stuff that's great. Like I said, I could spend an entire day just talking about going through the crap that's in this box. So, let me get this on the floor and we'll get some of the other stuff up on the bench. Okay, so really quick, when I cleaned the bench off, and I ran across this pack again as I was cleaning the bench off. It really caught my curiosity, because like I said, it looked like an RF transistor. I'm familiar with that package size, high power. Well, that's what it is. I hate this. I didn't Google to see how much these are, and I didn't go to DigiKey and price them or anything, but I can pretty much guarantee you that package theirs cost way more probably what I paid for the whole lot. What they are 200 watt LD MOS transistors. They're designed for 700 to 1000 megahertz operation. So if I had to guess, all of this stuff probably came from somebody that deals in the makes cellular type equipment, because this would fall into that 800, what is that, like 860 something to 890 hertz, so like WCDMA type equipment. That's probably what they did if I had to take a guess. But yeah, there's 200 watt RF transistors. So let's see what's in this box. This was the mystery box that was taped shut in the bigger box. And more mishmash. The story of my life, it looks like it's going to be for a long time. Man, this is just going to take me years. High Bricks. Florida RF. Yeah, it's just got so much stuff. Yes, I'm not the only person to actually reach over here on the bench and grab one. I actually use these, of course mine aren't blue, but I use these little pill holders. They're great for holding little tiny screws when you're working on stuff. They also make good parts holders. So yeah, these would appear to have What do we got in there? Resistors, it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, so more probably just caps, resistors, and caps, and resistors. Oh no, actually there's active parts. Ooh. Are those trimmer? Ooh, expensive ones too. Like trimmer caps. MOSFET N-channel. SOC 23 package. 2N7002s. Yeah, so there's active devices in here too. It's not just all passives. Diodes. Diode switch. Dole. See a lot of Dole diodes in radios. Diode. MOSFET. SI3552DV. Yeah, this looks like this would be a... And this box, size-wise, is a little more manageable. This might actually be rare. At some point when I start sorting through this stuff, I'll start with this box, because it's small and manageable. Ooh, there's more. Those little critters. What are they? Tape off of the reel. Just pop one out and have a look-see. Well, I don't work on... Yep, it's a trimmer cap. Yeah, you take the little plastic cap off, and there's, I don't know how it shows up in camera, but there's a screw slot in the middle. So yeah, little tiny gold-plated, God knows how much those things cost, expensive trimmer caps. There's individually packaged transistors of some sort. Huh. 2N222 or quad 2As. Good high quality metal can package ones. There's looks like some more RF transistors. Or are they? No. It's got an awful lot of input pins. I have to look them up. I can see the large tab there, tab on each side, but it's got a row of pins on the bottom. I have to look these things up too. I see transistor. What do we got here? These tantalum caps or diodes? They're diodes. Some more uber expensive, probably LD-MOS amplifiers. Big and fat. What are those? Power diodes? Oh no, they're inductors. Or what the hell are they? What does that say? 20 milliohm F? Ain't gonna lie to you, it beats the hell out of me. I'll have to test one of those to see what the hell exactly is it. KOA Spear. Is it? I don't exactly work on WCDMA type cellular equipment, so a lot of this stuff is going to be very foreign to me. And what are those? They almost look like ferrite beads. They always come in handy. Are those inductors? Nope. I didn't know if they were hollow ferrite cores. Nope, those are just chip inductors. We'll get back in there, little guy. I hate ESD bags. You never see through these damn shiny things. There's some more high dollar diodes. But yeah, anyhow, more diodes. Like I say, you buy these huge lots, you're bound there's going to be parts that you can use. Even if 90% of it is completely useless to you, you're going to run into some kind of stuff that you can use. Because a lot of components, like I say, is fairly universal. Oh, they're ICs. Okay, it's just actually the holder. Cute little trays individually packaging for his ICs. Come on, get back in there. More diodes. Transistors. What do we got there? Yeah, whatever they are. 80, 50, 74. There's some old gold top ICs. More diodes. What is that little guy hiding over there? Looks like a oscillator of some type that's not completely sealed. I don't know. 2.140. Is that an oscillator? I can't say I've ever seen one that was open on the sides like that. I'm sure there's a pack in here that has some. So, let me again put all this stuff back in the box and we'll get the next pile out of the big box. Okay, next pile. It looks like mainly we got probably reels of capacitors here. Dale, where are we? Yeah, 0.025, 1%, yeah. Reels of capacitors. Yeah, Chemet, 0.1 microfarad, 25 volt. So 2 reels. So yeah, just reels of caps. Not like I needed more, quite honestly. It's not like I manufacture stuff, so when I need stuff in small quantities. And honestly, surface mount caps, I pretty much have a small quantity of everything already made on the face of the planet, I think. What do we got here? 21st century. Manufacturer's part number. XC3S400. BGAs. I can see all the little solder balls down there. And what do we have hiding in there? Xilinx. Some of the rubber bands off here. Try not to launch them across the room though. Yeah, I'm sure they cost a pretty penny. Huh, Spartan. There you go. If I can get... I'll have to look them up and see exactly what the heck we got going there. Get this tray back in, which is the right direction. No, I think I had it right the first time. Yep, there we go. That's another one of those things I might have to, a lot of this stuff's probably just going to get boxed up and honestly shipped to Mark. He'll have, especially if it's processors or anything like that, since he is a programmer, he'd have more use for it than me. What do we got here? It's a Motorola part. It's a quad flat pack. Whatever they are. And it's just a pile of these nice racks with random parts. Sounds like that one's kind of full. Yeah, they're all taped together. ICs on both sides. Yeah, that's nice. I can see all the little solder pads down there. Here's another one. This one's got what? Xilinx TQ144 DMN0541s. There's some more, yeah, whatever those are in there. Just all kinds of random ICs. Huh. Agilent. What the heck do we have here? Get in there, little guy. What do we have? Yeah, there. Agilent HDMP 1636A. Whatever the hell that is. Looks like the pins got in shipping. These poor things have been bouncing around pretty hard. Yeah, they're Agilent, whatever the hell they are. Oh, I just happened to notice that thing says laser driver IC. Looks like that one's about 3/4 full. You see all the little silver dots. That's the center solder contact. 0402 caps. Which kit is this? 11. I don't know if I have a DigiKey 11 kit. Yeah, again, you know, like 10 of each. Like I say, these are great for if you're in repair work. You know, manufacturing, these are good for designers. But when you, for repairs, the sticker just fell off. Back on there. Kits like this just doesn't want to stay. Kits like this are great if you're doing repair work because you don't need huge quantities of parts. You only need a couple. Now this entire bag here, yeah, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of, which we've already seen a few of them floating around in the box, these little Pulse H1012s. So I pulled the data sheet up on these. I just Googled Pulse H1012 to see what the heck they are. And DigiKey, they're like $5 and I think it was 70 some cents a piece. Yeah, I probably have, what, I don't know, somewhere between 500 and 1,000. But what they are 10100 base T single port transformer modules. They're not relays. I've seen relays in a similar style package. That's why I wasn't sure if that's what they were. But no, they're basically transformers. So I don't know if, you know, I might have to play it, because actually, I mean, look at the frequency ranges. You look at this data sheet. This falls right into the bands that I deal with. You know, I'd have to play around with these things, but yeah, that's basically what you got right there. You know, depending which one it is. What do we got? The 11012. So it would be, yeah, this configuration here. So, yeah. I'll have to see if I can think of anything I could possibly use them for, because I've got about 20 lifetime supplies of those. What do we got? 100 nanohenry notch filter. And 91 nanohenry. Murata. Evaluation sample, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to see. I wonder if that's the company. Centurion Community, where all of this stuff probably came from. Centillium Communications Incorporated in Fremont, California. So yeah, I wonder if that's who all this stuff originally came from. And then we just got all kinds of stuff over here. Here we got more, looks like oscillators. These are what? 156.2.5 megahertz. Disk on chip, 16 megabyte. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. A little disk on chips, 16 megabyte. I guess for memory on whatever this company made. What do we got there? Quad header sockets, it looks like. 3 rows or 4? 1, 2, yeah, that's 4 rows. So yeah. And we got here some big MOSFETs, probably. Just all kinds of ICs, most of which I'm not going to be familiar with the, like I say, the kind of equipment this company made. I'm not going to be familiar with these parts. Processors, AMD. There's some more crystal oscillators. What do we got? 176 dot. I can't make it out through the tube. 176 dot. Looks like 8382 megahertz. Little tiny ones. There's 19.44 megahertz. What do we got here? These surface mount. So they're surface mount on this side, and then it gives you pin header sockets on the other side. So those I'll definitely keep. There's just an empty tube. No use looking at that. And what do we got here? I have no idea. It has a custom sticker on the IC, whatever they are. So Lord only knows. It's probably going to be proprietary to whatever this company made. Really won't have many other uses. And what do we got here? EM29 FO40Bs. Program. And it looks like these were probably, I guess, custom programmed maybe by this company. They've got, there's another pack of them, because it says done program. So I guess these are already programmed and were ready to be installed in whatever this company made. So again, that's going to be one of those parts. Yeah, it's not going to have much use. Looks like there's some more 0 and 1. So yeah, they're probably custom programmed for whatever it was they made. And there's 167.331 megahertz oscillators. There's some more of those quad row pin head extenders. More crystal oscillators. What do we got here? 176. That's the same thing we had. One of those other ones. Some more. What do we got here? Linear devices, LT1374. Why does that sound familiar? That I'll have to look up. I think I've seen that in the radio, possibly. The number just sounds familiar. No guarantees, but it does kind of ring a bell. And what do we got here? Another linear devices, LT1086. So yeah, probably just all voltage regulators. Oh, actually, this still has a... Oh, yeah, definitely use these. These are 3.3 volt, 1.5 amp regulators. So, yeah, like I say, this number on this one rings a bell. I've probably seen that in something I've worked on. So, let's, I'll get this cleaned off the bench, and I've got two more, one really big and one medium-sized box down in the big box, and we'll be done. Next box. You know, and I was actually going to unbox other boxes. Man, it ain't going to happen today. There's too much shit in this box. Like I said, you're barely seeing a lot of what's in these. I probably got 15 or 16 other boxes today. Hydraulic. Yeah, hydraulic spelled rather weird. Accessories. Well, I'm here to say, no, this doesn't look hydraulic to me. This looks electronic. But, yeah, there's no way I'm going to do a video segment on unboxing anything else. Christ, the damn video will be a day long by the time I get done. Yeah, this looks like just a bunch of mishmash capacitors, a lot of Garrett Electronics Corp ones. Well, they are NPOs. That's good. We like temperature compensating capacitors, especially when working on radios. Murata. That's an inductor, a C390 microhenry. There are some Panasonic, what are they? SMT film caps, okay. Can't think of anything I'd ever need them for. Man, just so many capacitors and inductors. That looks like that's basically what's in this box. And if you look in here, it's just bags and bags and bags of capacitors and inductors. Just a mountain of them. Ooh, are those tantalum caps? No, they're just really big ceramic caps. I saw the yellowish color. Yeah, they're just really high value, whatever they are. Ooh, what do we got here? Samples. It's like some Siemens, either diodes or some type of protection device, possibly. Have to pull up a data sheet for them. What do we got? Siemens EM350 and a 98. I'm going to assume probably the 98's when these were made. These might be some type of protector fuse or something like that. Are those? Oh, those are actually wire wound inductors. Not completely see. I don't know if you can see through the packaging there. Yeah, probably not. If I can get up close enough to where you can see down in there, but they're little bobbin inductors. You can see the bottom. They're the bottom and the top, and you can see the wire wound around in the middle. But yeah, they're little bobbin surface mount inductors. And I got enough inductors and capacitors just alone, not counting any of the ICs, to keep me busy for quite some time. What are these little critters? Yep, I'm still not sure. Relays, possibly? Yeah, I'm thinking those are relays. They're little miniature relays from the looks of it. Again, have to look up the part number, see what the heck it is. So yeah, this looks to be mainly just all capacity. I mean, with a few exceptions. There's some other stuff in here, but yeah, it's mainly all inductors and capacitors. Doesn't look like there's anything else hiding down in there interesting. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, get all this in here, and we'll just pick up. I hope this box doesn't explode. It looks really heavy. Let me get this next one up here. And this is a box. Now most of what's in here, and most of those, well, no, actually a lot of those IC tubes were with the other lot. Most of this was the one lot that I paid 99 bucks for. Most all of the other stuff that you saw, that was another lot. This is mainly 4000 series and 7400 series. So TTL and CMOS. There's some other stuff that's fallen in the box. And there's other stuff here. IC sockets. But yeah. 74 LS, what do we got? 74 ANs. Yeah, it's just all going to be like 74, like I say. There's 74 SO2s, 74 LS14, what is it? DP8304. Another one of those things I'm going to have to look up. Yeah. I do use quite a bit of, it's not that I use quite a bit, but I like to keep in stock most all CMOS and TTL ICs. It's surprising how many of the 74 series and the 4000 series ICs were used in earlier, especially earlier radios, where they might have had, instead of using a PLL IC, an all-in-one chip, it was done with discrete ICs or frequency counters. Very frequently, when you work on frequency counters, you'll just see rows of either 4000 or 7400 series ICs in there. So yeah, these are SN74LS682s. So yeah, that's mainly, I know what's in this box. It's mainly just all dip package ICs. Just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ICs. 221s. Yeah, and then in the bottom of it should be tubes of ICs. Yeah, I knew there were tubes in this lot. Oh, there's another one of those. Looks like it might have fallen out of a tube. There's one of those dips, or dip packaged disc on chips. Doohickeys. There's a brick of 74 AS240s. Yeah, so this one, there's another one floating around. Can you imagine how much all of this stuff that I got today cost new? That's the sad thing when you think about it. It's good for me, you know, get a lot of parts really cheap for like fractions of a penny on the dollar. Quite literally fractions of a penny on the dollar. Yeah, old disintegrating carbon foam. These ain't nothing special. This is going straight to the trash can. Yeah, just dual op amps. There's some 555 timers and some op amps, some LM324s. Yeah, that can go in a trash can. I ain't gonna even hassle with that mess. Oh, what do we got here? These. Actually, I didn't use them, but I saw. I know what they are. They're photo transistor receivers. So I just worked on, so if you wanted to see what one looked like, I'm not sure which video will get uploaded first, but if you see a video of mine for a Bearcat, what the heck model was that thing? Bearcat DX1000 receiver. It's an HF receiver that somebody sent in that had a high, I guess what you'd call ESD event, in other words lightning, or a high static built up on the antenna, and it just blew out the front end of the receiver. It doesn't have a channel selector, so the VFO knob in that, there's actually no mechanical connection between that knob and any parts inside the radio. It just goes in, it's attached, the bearing mount, but that's it. On the inside of the radio, there's just a clear plastic wheel, like that big around, with little black lines on it. And then a little circuit board below that has two of these. So this has a photodiode on one side, and then it's their little, what they call photo receiver transistors, I believe, on the other side. And then every time one of those little black windows pass, that disc would sit down in between here, and every time one of those windows passes through, it counts that. And they had two of them, for timing and whatnot. But yeah, so there's we got 1, 2, 3 sticks of them. Yeah, if I ever need to make a radio, and I need looks like probably a couple hundred photo detector type doohickeys like that, I've got them. Yeah, this 1400 series, or 4000, not sure what that is. It would appear to be some type of displays. Doesn't look like a character, maybe they're just illumination. Yeah, I can't see that. Maybe they're bars. Yeah, I can't see through that green coating on them. But yeah, some type of display. Oh, actually, there's some more. Huh. Yeah, definitely have to play around with them at some point. Anything in? No, they're all down here at the end. Window ICs. So UV erasable, probably old school stuff. MC27C64. Yeah, it doesn't get much more old school than that. And these have dates on them. Of course, these have same thing. There's a little window under there where you could UV erase them. And they had the sticker. They were programmed, and then to protect it so the ultraviolet light can't get to it and erase your program, you put a sticker over it. But yeah, these were September 1986. Whew, boy, they got some age to them. So it looks like this company, or wherever all this stuff came from, has been around for a while. That is a really long IC. Goes from there to there. What the hell is that? It is a DP 8429D or a S8. I'm going to say that's probably the date. Or an NS32 829D-70. Don't know. big, really long dip package, whatever it is. There's some more little display modules to play with. We got MSMS 5120-12RS. Maxim. We got Maxim 1490 ACPGs. What are those little critters on ceramic substrate boards? Oh, that lock pin's in there. Come on, get out of there. I think they'd make those things a little bit easier to get out. Yeah, so it's a LH0041CJ, whatever the hell it is. It's on a ceramic substrate board. It's got a ceramic cap. Again, no idea. Would have to look up a data sheet on it. Definitely looks old. If I had to guess, 80s vintage. More little illumination modules or display modules. What's the sticker say? NS16450V. It's in 16450N. There's some more UV erasable. And just, you get the idea. ICs, ICs, ICs. And more display, little display windows. I'm going to have to play with them, look some of them up and see what the heck they are. So, everything you saw there, that's the kind of stuff, if you're diligent, and that's, I think, the big problem for people. So, the takeaway from this. I buy lots like this all the time. Now, they might not quite be as big. Like I say, this wasn't one lot. That big, huge box was actually two lots packaged together for a grand total of 69 pounds. But, you know, I get lots like that, you know, mishmash assortments like this that are maybe a quarter to a half, you know, of what I got here. And sometimes I'll get like 2 or 3 lots like that a week. Now, usually it's not mixed ICs and, you know, resistors and capacitors and microprocessors and just, you know, you name the part. This has a little bit of everything. But yeah, if you're diligent and you keep an eye out, you'd be surprised how much of this kind of stuff you can find. You know, people always tell me, I can't find anything. Well, you know something? I'm not trying to be mean, but you just ain't looking hard enough, people. Obviously, I get this kind of stuff all the time. I've got, you know, basically a warehouse out there overflowing with this kind of shit that I buy all the time. For, like I say, fractions of a penny on the dollar. You just consider $198 for this entire huge box. How much just the 4000 and the 74 series ICs that are in this one box cost? Or, you know, just those capacitor assortment kits from Murata. I mean, how much do these things cost? You know, but these I'll never use. But like the capacitor kits, those are things I can use. The 74 series, the 4000 series, TTL and CMOS stuff I can definitely use. You know, I keep, you know, I'm not going to be building stuff with it, but these are repair parts that I'll put into inventory. I'm quite frequently replacing, you know, this type of component in older vintage electronics, because this was the technology of the day way back when. And it's kind of stuff I work on. But yeah, this kind of stuff's out there. You just need to be diligent, keep an eye out. You know, people say, well, I looked the other day and I didn't see anything. Well, if you only look one day out of the year for shit like this, you're never going to buy it. Forget it. Just, yeah, give up. Yeah, you're... I look at... Man, there are days, it may be several times a day, I have saved searches on different auction sites. It's not just eBay. There's other industrial. I've probably got, what, 7 auction sites that I monitor, and I've got saved searches on every single one of them. You have to be diligent every single day. Check every one of your saved searches every day. Never skip a day. Don't care if it's Christmas. I don't care if your father or your mother passed away. Every single day, without fail. You always check your saved searches. That's how you find stuff like this. I was the only person that bid on these 2 lots. So, you know, there was $99 starting bid, free shipping. That's the other kicker. There was no shipping on this. What you see, you know, the $198 for the 2 lots, that was grand total with shipping. So yeah, just be diligent, just every single day looking for this kind of stuff. You're going to find it. It's out there. There's companies going, you know, opening business, and there's companies closing every day, or they're closing down, like where my brother works at. They're, you know, the bearing manufacturing plant. They're closing down portions of that plant because the company just bought a seal company that makes seals for the aerospace industry. And apparently they're going to be transitioning that plant from large bearings, because the bearings that they make where he's at are big, really big. Like, you can drive 3 tractor trailers stacked on top of each other through the middle of the races, and some of the bearings are so big. They're shipped in, the bearing races are shipped in multiple pieces, like train turntables. You know, when a train engine pulls onto a turntable, it can turn a train engine around. Those, they make windmill bearings, big, huge monster bearings. But apparently that plant is going to be transitioning over to making seals. Well, a lot of that shit that they have over there, that's what they're doing. They're sending it. Now, my brother brings stuff home almost daily because he's in maintenance. You know, by the day he's been bringing stuff home. But a lot of the bigger stuff and big lots, you know, if they had, let's say, stuff like this, they're sending it to auction. And he's been checking the auctions, and there are pieces of machinery that, you know, probably cost that company $2.5 million. They got it up on the auction site with like $100 starting bid, no bids. You know, there's probably $5,000 worth of scrap metal in one of those machines, and there's no bids in $100. It's just because people haven't found it. You have to be diligent. So that's probably the moral of the story here. So let me get most all of this stuff. I'll keep the assortment kits out for now. But yeah, put most of this stuff back in this big box, and I'll just take it out and stick it on the pallet racking for now. And one of these days I might actually keep this box out, because this, actually, some of these, one of the main reasons I wasn't going to bid on this lot with all of these ICs, and then I started seeing there's some of these I'm actually starting to run low on, some of the 74LS stuff. So I thought, yeah, well, I'll just go ahead and buy it. So yeah, that's why I got this lot. So yeah, I'll probably keep this box out. But yeah, the rest of that stuff, all those capacitors mixed up, man, it's going to take forever to sort through that shit. So I'll probably just stick that out on a pallet racking, and, you know, maybe once a month I'll take a bucket out and throw a couple handfuls in the bucket and bring them in to sort through and just slowly sift through this stuff and get it put away and actually inventoried. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, I had like whatever, the mailman brought like 15 or 16 smaller packages today. I'm not even going to bother. That just, man, this video's God knows how long already. So I hope you enjoyed. Get out there and buy some shit.